Here I go. Here I go. Welcome back. Realism Sports Talk. Episode 2, 3. It's been a long time. But we back. Ready to talk some sports and all other things going on. Thanks for tuning in. Check it out. Pass the word that we back. Let's get it going. It's been a while, definitely. Last time we were here, we talked about the NBA. They were getting back in the bubble, doing stuff like that. Will it work? Will it won't work? What's going on? What's going to happen? Kobe passed. Can LeBron do it with AD? Can he do it for Kobe? Are the Clippers going to do anything? Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying? Can Giannis finally break through in the bubble? Who's going to persevere? Who's going to do it? Who's going to be able to do it longer than anybody else? You know what I mean? What's going to happen? We didn't even know if it was going to come through or not. Would Zion make the playoffs? Would Ja Morant make the playoffs? Who's going to do it? There's a lot of storylines last year. A lot of things happening. Happy to say that my boys did it. Lakers, baby. Did it for my man right there. And, you know what I'm saying? I have been a LeBron, I won't say hater, but I'm just saying, I got a little bit of respect, a little bit more for him right now. But he'll never be this guy. So, but anyway. And now we look at the NBA right now. What's going to happen? What's the preview now? Will LA repeat? Can LeBron, does he have enough in him now? Does he have the motivation? What's going to happen? Is AD there? Or is he happy just to get his ring? He and his money. You know what I'm saying? He just signed his big max deal. Is he still about it? We lost Danny Green. We lost some other players. We lost playoff Rondo. I can't lose playoff Rondo. But that's all right. We got Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? We got the Gasol boy. So we'll see how it goes. Got rid of Dwight Howard. That's okay. Even though he's doing good with Philly. But whatever. It starts and ends with LeBron and AD anyway. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pulling for him. But I will say, he's got 4 rings now. If he gets another one, that's 5. He's tied with the GOAT. And I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But there's tons of other teams that's trying to get it too. You know what I mean? Teams are getting together. People making trades, doing all kinds of stuff. But the Clippers, are they going to right the ship? They were supposed to win last year. I mean, if you look at their roster top to bottom, they was loaded. You know what I mean? Kawhi Leonard doing this. Paul George doing that. You got all these players. Now, we stole Montrezl Harrell from him, but I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, the way he acting up. You got rid of Doc Rivers? For what? You really think it was Doc Rivers' fault? Really? Doc Rivers? But anyway, I guess they had to put the scapegoat on somebody. They did it. But the Clippers, they could win just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to do it now? Are they going to come together? And then we talk about Giannis. Hey, is Giannis going to leave? Last year it was like, is he going to leave since they lost again in the playoffs? They not building nothing around him. What they going to do? Well, hey, they gave him his money. They made a little trades, got a little Drew Holiday, this and that. I don't know if that's enough, to tell you the truth. I think the East is packed with teams. You know what I mean? I think the East is packed. I think he needs a legitimate superstar that can do things for him that he can't do. Like, he can't create one-on-one, I don't think. He can't bust that 3. He needs another superstar. He needs somebody like a Kyrie Irving to do that. I think he needs Kyrie more than Giannis. More than KD does. Tell you the truth. Because KD can do all that by himself. Giannis can't. But, hey, Giannis 2-time MVP. Go do it then. You know what I mean? Then you look at the Celtics. I'm tired of people saying they're the young Celtics. Can the young Celtics... how long they going to be young? How long is Brad Stevens going to get a pass? You got to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. But I do know that Jason Tatum is the truth. He the new truth in Boston. Jason Tatum. He the new truth. Jaylen Brown stepped up. They let Gordon Hayward go, whatever. But I'm telling you what, the Celtics got a squad too, man. That's another team. That's what I'm saying. It's another team in the East that could win. And then we already talked about KD, Kyrie, and Steve Nash. Them Nets. I mean, I saw Levert last night, killing from Michigan. I see you, Brandon Levert. He's a star. He looked like Kenny Anderson last night. I mean, he looked just like him, yo. The cornrows and his frame and everything. He looked just like Kenny Anderson, yo. But are they gonna do it? Do they need a year under their belt first? Can they get along? I mean, I like Kyrie. He got that Mamba mentality, but he seemed like he a knucklehead to me sometimes. I mean, we doing all kinds of stuff. I let him get past the whole world is flat. You know what I'm saying? I let that go. But I don't know. He just be doing the strangest things to me, yo. Strange things. And it's weird how them two connected. How did them two personalities connect anyway to be friends? You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. And he always throwing shots. He always throwing shots at like LeBron and other people. I don't really mind that because I be cracking up over that. But anyway. Then we talk about Doc Rivers leaving the Clippers. Now he with the 76ers, and till last night they was looking real good. Then they got embarrassed on national TV looking stupid. But I don't have any faith in them anyway because Ben Simmons still can't shoot. Joel Embiid's been playing, but how long is he gonna play? How long is he gonna play? And I feel like Chris Webber was trying last night on TNT to be like, they can play together. Doc Rivers can help them win. He can put them all together. I still don't think they mesh well together, yo. I still don't think they mesh well. But Doc Rivers, I think he's a hell of a coach, so maybe he can make it work. What do I know? But they're still a formidable team. And I think a team that nobody talks about, a team that was in the finals, the Miami Heat. Was that like an aberration, or is that for real? Bam got his money. Is he still hungry? Jimmy Butler. I mean, I think personally he ran out of gas. I think he was doing too much, but he had to do it to win those games. You know what I mean? He had to do it to win those games. So, did they get enough pieces? I don't know. Can the young boys like Tyler Hero, are they going, and the other boy that shoots the threes, are they going to be good enough to help them? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. The East is going to be packed with some teams, yo. We got Houston. James Harden wants out. He crying, want to join the super team. And I think if he joins any of them teams I said previously, they might be the favorite to win. But John Wall's looking good out there, but who else is on Houston? I mean, what they going to do? John Wall, you know what I mean? He's going to give you all the oohs and ahs, but are they going to win? Are they going to win? I don't know. I mean, so is it going to be one of them teams, or is it going to be another team or a sleeper team? I mean, you always still got Dallas, Luka, who's a phenomenon. Kristaps, can he stay healthy? Can he do it? I still think they need one more piece. I think Luka needs one more piece to help with that. You know what I mean? Denver, how long? Same thing I'm saying about Celtics. How long is Denver gonna be like, ooh, they're almost there. They're young, almost there. I mean, Jamal Murray's a killer. Jamal Murray is on there. You know what I mean? But is he on that level to carry a team? I feel like they got a solid squad. And as far as team basketball, they play team basketball. But in the NBA, I don't know if team basketball can win. I mean, we did see it sometimes with the Spurs, but you still had a Hall of Famer, maybe the best power forward ever in Tim Duncan. But I think the only last time I seen a team win a championship was like those Detroit Pistons with Chauncey Billups and Rasheed. I mean, there were some good players, some stars, but I don't see no superstars or Hall of Famers on that squad. But you got some very good players, you know, some stars. But that's the way I look at Denver, being like those Detroit Piston teams. You know what I mean? You got a whole bunch of players that go well together, but nobody can take over. I mean, Jamal Murray was taking over, but you saw what happened when he came into my Lakers, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then we got Portland. Dame. I love Dame Time. But is it enough? I mean, their team looks scary too, but you saw what happened when they came to my Lakers, you know what I mean? Are they enough? Washington, now they got Russ instead of John Wall. I think he's the same thing. They just running up and down the court. They fast. You know what I mean? Bradley Beal's the star, I think. But I think Bradley Beal's the one. I'd love to see him in the purple and gold. I'll say, if Bradley Beal could go in the purple and gold, woo! That's what I want to see. I'd give up Kuzma for him. Kuzma and I don't know, whoever we need to get rid of. Gasol, I don't care. Whatever. Or, I mean, people sleeping and people forgetting how great Stephen Curry is, the Warriors. Now they got Wiseman, Andrew Wiggins, It sucks that Clay's hurt. Because I would have loved to see how they look with Clay and Steph and Draymond back. Saying, yo, we back now. We healthy. I'd love to see that. I still don't think you can count them out yet, though. When you can shoot the three like they do. And if Wiggins can stop being he just seems so softy to me. You're number one pick and you never just lived up to nothing. You're so soft. I don't know. We'll see. Who y'all think? Who y'all think's the favorites? I mean, I just named some teams. We went through some stuff. I don't know. There's a whole lot of teams in the NBA that can win. And I think that's exciting. I think it's exciting because you don't know what's going to happen. That's why the NFL is so successful. You know? So the last time we were on here, speaking of the NFL, last time we were on here, we talked about some things. Are they going to play? I mean, we didn't know. I didn't even know if the NFL was going to play. I didn't know college was going to play. I didn't know what was going on. It was scary. It's still scary. But we were like, are they going to play? And then we talked about LaShawn McCoy. He's a Buck. Does that matter? Is he going to steal Rojo's stuff? Da-da-da-da. And then we're like, who's going to take a chance on Antonio Brown? You know, who's going to play with him? I was stuck on the Seahawks. I was stuck that the Seahawks were going to get him, da-da-da. And looking at it today, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's in a good spot. We'll see how that goes. And they in the playoffs. And they going against my WTFs, baby. Not with the blank. It's, we about to shock the world and beat Tampa Bay, son. That's my boy. My boy said, I want Tom Brady. And he coming to get Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be like Jameis Winston and eat them W's. Let's go. All right, so speaking of the playoffs, here we go. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Green Bay got the number one seed. Are we scared of Green Bay? Are we scared of Green Bay? They're the number one seed. Aaron Rodgers will probably win MVP. Deservedly so. Whatever. We talked about them at the beginning of the year. Yo, they ain't draft no wide receiver. All these wide receivers, they ain't draft nothing to help Devontae Adams. I guess we're all stupid because Devontae Adams was out of this world, yo. He was crazy. Devontae Adams was destroying everybody. But here's my question. They the number one seed. Playoff football is different than regular season football. Suppose a team says, hey, we're going to shut down Devontae Adams. What you going to do now? Are you going to trust Valdez Scantley and all these other boys? Are you going to trust them? But I'll tell you one thing. We talk about they didn't draft that wide receiver. Imagine if they would have had a Ruggs or a Justin Jefferson on the opposite side. Then I might be scared. Right now, I'm not scared. They're the number one seed, but I feel like anybody in the NFC can beat them. Just because if you can stop Devontae Adams, I think they can. I mean, I don't know. I feel like any of the teams can win, but nobody really scares me like that. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, whatever. I mean, look at this game. We got the Bears against the Saints. How'd the Bears even get the daggone playoffs? I'd have much rather seen Arizona get in with Kyler Murray running around, Shifty, and Hopkins out here, who I think is the best wide receiver in football, dealing with the quarterbacks he's dealt with in his career. I'll put that on anything. Hopkins, number one wide receiver. Anyway, but the Bears, Trubisky, he's out, he's in, he's out, he's in. Now he's in. I do think they look better with him than Foles. I don't even know why they put in Foles anyway. But hey, you go out there and shock the Saints. Even if the Bears don't keep you, you can be a free agent, go somewhere else. Please don't come to my team, though. Gee whiz. We already make enough mistakes. But or the Saints. I mean, the Saints ain't look that great. Of course, they look great when Alvin Kamara scored 6 touchdowns to eliminate me from the fantasy playoffs, but that's another story. Anyway, in the championship game, mind you. But I'm not bitter about it still. I'm not bitter. Anyway. But can Drew Brees do it? Has he got one more rodeo left? Or will he be out and Taysom Hill was going to come in and lead him? Who knows? I think that's going to be a boring game myself. But then you got the Rams. The Rams got a good matchup. I think they're playing the Seahawks, and the Seahawks, they ain't been doing nothing lately. At the beginning of the year, first half of the season, they looked like the team that was going to the Super Bowl. Hands down. I thought that the Seahawks was there. Russell Wilson, MVP. Then let Russ cook. Y'all don't know what happened. Sierra was like, yo, let's take out. You don't need to cook no more. Let's order in. She ain't want to go to order in. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you cooking no more. I don't know what's going on, but the only good thing about Seattle is they're playing the Rams. We don't know who their quarterback's going to be. If it's Goff, the Rams got a shot. If it ain't, sorry, Aaron Donald. Not this year, baby. Not this year. And then the last one in the NFC, you got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Who got Tom Brady? He got the GOAT. He got his boy. He got his two boy toys. He got Gronk. He got Antonio Brown. He got Mike Evans. He got Godwin. He got extra tight ends. He got running backs. Leonard Fournette. Da-da-da. They got everything. And they're going against the most dysfunctional team in football in the Washington football team. But I tell you what, we got a defense that can crack your back. And you never know. Alex Smith, he gives us a shot. He's not going to win us a game. He gives us a shot. And if that defense can throw some turnovers and do some stuff, he can just put together a little bit of points. We can just score some points. We have a shot. We have a shot. People don't give us a chance, but we have a shot if we can get some points from our offense. So don't be surprised. I'm saying it right now. Then you got in the AFC, number 1 seed. Anybody surprised by this? The Chiefs. But I'll tell you what I am surprised about is the way the season went. Did they look phenomenal to you? Now, I ain't gonna lie, the last 2 games or so, Patrick Mahomes looked like Patrick Mahomes. But before it, I mean, you know, they looked beatable. I mean, the Raiders were handling them. Other teams, you know what I mean? They didn't look like them. Is it a Super Bowl hangover? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But there's some other teams in the AFC that look like they can give them a run for their money. And then we're going to start off with Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. I don't think either one of them teams can beat them. Cleveland can't even have their whole team there. They can't even get that coach to coach the game. They got COVID everywhere. Pittsburgh, undefeated, and then we broke their spirits. They were undefeated, talking about we're going to be perfect, da-da-da, and then we smacked them, and they've been falling ever since. So that game, I'm interested to see the game because of the rivalry, but I think whoever wins is going to be one and done. Simple as that. Colts and Bills, big storylines there. You got the Colts, who their defense, their defense has been good. People ain't talking about it. And their running game, Hines and Taylor, is there. Phillip Rivers. Can Phillip Rivers finally get a win? Can he get over the hump? I feel bad for Phillip Rivers, yo. I really do. I feel like he was better than Eli Manning, and he was just as good as Roethlisberger, but he was just not on the teams in that draft class. I just feel like the teams, I don't know what it was, it just couldn't get over that little hump. They never could get there, and I feel bad for him, and I feel like it ain't going to happen this year either. I feel like the Bills Mafia, I don't know what's up with Josh Allen. Every week I'm like, oh, Josh Allen did this. Wait till next week. He'll fall back off. Wait till next week. Well, I'm telling you what, we're in the playoffs now. I'm giving it to him. Stephon Diggs gave him that confidence. Yo, Stephon Diggs got that swag. Like it's infectious on you. You know what I mean? He just put it on you. And he's killing. Minnesota getting rid of him. Boo-boo. Even though Justin Jefferson's a stud. But you could have used that draft pick on somebody else and kept Diggs. But whatever. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm scared of the Colts beating the Bills because I think it could happen. But I want the Bills to win because I want the Bills to play the Chiefs or somebody because I want somebody to beat the Chiefs. And I think the Bills are one of the teams that could. Speaking of other teams that could, in the final AFC game, the Ravens, who are actually favored on the road against the team that knocked them out last year when they were the number 1 seed. The Titans. Really? They're favored? Really? What reason do you favor them for? Did you not see Derrick Henry? Do you not still see Derrick Henry? I mean, Lamar Jackson, yeah, you doing all that, but you still ain't won a playoff game yet, homie. You NFL MVP, you ain't won a playoff game yet. You need a playoff win. You need to win that game. This is going to be a big time game. I can't wait to watch this one because I think both of these teams could beat the Chiefs, but I think the Titans are more equipped to beat the Chiefs than the Ravens are, honestly. I think the Titans can score more points and ball control and hold the ball. I know the Ravens are the number 1 rush team and all that. That's because Lamar Jackson can run, but he can run for one play and 70 yards. There ain't no time controlling that. King Henry out there, he can just bang you for 20, bang you for 10, and run the clock and run you and just impose his will on you. So it's going to be an interesting game. I know I'm going down the road saying that I'm just trying to see who's going to beat the Chiefs, really. That's what it is. But those are going to be some great playoff matchups. I'm hype over the new format, having the Wild Card Saturday, Wild Card Sunday. I think that was a great idea by the NFL. Great idea. The next thing we talked about on the last episode, 22, we talked about fantasy football. I mentioned, I got a spot open in my 14-team league, and lo and behold, George Teague. Yeah, George Teague, the former Alabama Crimson Tide star and the former Dallas Cowboy superstar DB, George Teague, answered the call, and he was in my league this year. How crazy was that? And as a DB, he was talking trash to me and the rest of the managers in the league. He did his thing. He actually started off hot. He was doing good. I mean, yeah, second or third game I played him or whatever, and he beat me by a few points. It was close. Yeah, he beat me, whatever. But at the end of the day, I lost in the championship game, because of Alvin freaking Kamara. But he didn't even make the playoffs. So, George Teague, better luck next year, buddy. Better luck next year. But you did win the losers bracket, so you do get the number one pick in the draft. So, good job, Dallas. Just like Dallas, you're almost there. You almost got it. But we in the playoffs, baby. Anyway, the next thing we talked about was baseball last time. Baseball, we were like, is baseball going to finish? Everybody was getting COVID. Everybody was getting this. Everybody was getting that. Well, of course, baseball did finish. And I think it was fitting. I think it was fitting that, actually, I think it would have been more fitting if the Dodgers would have played the Yankees in the World Series, because I think both of them should have won when the Astros won. But the Dodgers won the World Series, so good job, LA Dodgers, Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Clayton Kershaw got a ring, even though he's still going to have that bugaboo in the playoffs, but at least he got a ring now. But how many of y'all was scared? I was scared to death that the Astros were going to go back to the World Series. I was like, oh my God. They're going to go back through all this crap. They're going to go back, and not finishing up with baseball. But I saw my Mets make the big trade. We got our shortstop. Let's go, Mets. The Mets could be back on the rise, baby. I know it ain't a lot of Mets fans out there, but there's one right here, baby, Mets. Monday night, got the big game, Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Alabama Crimson Tide for the national championship. Whoop-dee freaking wow. I hate both teams. Both teams get on my nerves. Especially Alabama. Sorry, Brandon. But you don't care because your team always wins. They get everybody. I mean, they got a Heisman Trophy winner who wasn't even the best receiver on their team. That shows you how stacked up they are. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many players are on this team. I mean, it's just... they could have had Najee. Najee could have been at the Heisman. The quarterback could have been the Heisman. 2 wide receivers could have been the Heisman. You got 4 Heisman on one team. It's ridiculous. Ohio State, do they have a shot? The bookies say they do. They're only a 8-point underdog. Really? 8 points? Alabama's going to destroy them. They're going to at least win by double digits. 8 points? I'll go and throw some money on that. They're going to win by at least 10 to 20. That's just what it is. Alabama, that's what it is, Justin Fields took that big old shot to the ribs. Hey, and I'll tell you what, and I don't like Justin Fields because of the QB1 thing on Netflix. I watched him. I thought he was a prima donna. I thought he talked trash to his teammates, and he treated the backup quarterback like trash. But he's one of those entitled people. You look at his house. You look at everything he's had. I'm not a hater. But he's just one of the people he's got everything gave it to him. He's a God-given talent. But it's just one of the things I won't root for him. I'm not going to hate on him, but I'm not going to root for him. But I really don't like Alabama, so I guess I don't know. I might even watch that game. I might even watch that trash. Is there an NBA game on? I might watch the Timberwolves play the Grizzlies or something. You can't even make fun of the Grizzlies no more because Ja Morant. But I might watch Utah. I hate Utah. How about Utah versus Phoenix? No, I like Devin Booker. I don't know. But you get my point. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to watch it because I love sports. But we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm just hyped about these playoffs. I'm happy to be back. Relevance on Sports Talk. Thanks for checking it out. I'm going to end with some craziness, yo. I got to bring up this whole Capitol building thing. Like, really? Did that really even happen, yo? Like, I feel like that might be the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. And people are like, that ain't scary. I've seen scary things. But listen to what I'm trying to say. I know racism exists. I know bigotry, hatred, and all that stuff exists. We all know it. I mean, you know, I have an interracial family. You know, my wife is white, things of that nature. I mean, so I've seen people look at me a certain way, look at my family a certain way, whatever. But, like, those things don't bother me because it's like, whatever. But I feel like certain things that happened at that Capitol building was a smack in the face, especially after, 2 days after the cop got off? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Got off. Another one got off. Got off. And then this happens, and it's like, you allow these people to just get up in the Capitol building? Destroy the destruction of property in the Capitol building. The Capitol building. This is not Foot Locker where somebody had a protest and stole some sneakers. This is the Capitol building. And for people to act like this doesn't matter and doesn't care or whatnot, that's the problem right there. If watching that did not make you sick to your stomach and make you want to make a change, you are part of the problem. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Because I believe people can have their own thoughts about politics and all that way. You can handle it any way you want to. I'm not going to get into no politics because I don't even do that. But I think this is past politics. I think this is to the point where it's like, and granted, there was some black people in this also. I'm not saying it was all white people. All I'm saying is the majority of that situation was a certain race. And it was handled a certain way. When another protest was coming in a march, in a peaceful march, there was all kinds of National Guards and everybody called and all kinds of things situated. And nothing escalated to that level. You know, it wasn't even about that. When you protest, it's supposed to be a protest. It's not supposed to turn into a terrorist. Yeah, I said terrorist situation. Them congressmen and congresswomen feared for their life. They didn't know what was going on. What would have happened if something crazy would have happened and all of them died? What would have happened then? I mean, it's just a mess of things that's going on. And what would have happened if those weren't all white people? Suppose there was another race. You think it would have been handled the same? These are just questions to ask. You know, I'm not saying yes or no. But I think that you know when I ask these questions. You know the answers to those. And that's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. It's all good when they running and they jumping and they scoring points for whatever that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? If that's not only our place. That's not the only place for us. You know what I mean? And people need to understand that. We're not just here to amuse you. We're not just here to do errands or do whatever. You know, we all have a voice too. And I'm just gonna leave it with that, man. But it was scary that they would just do it with no premonition, no thought process about it, just laughing and joking and now I just heard a cop got killed too. I mean, get out of here, dude. It's disgusting to me. It's disgusting, the things that I saw, the flags that were being waved, and all these different things, and it's just, it was scary. It's scary that it was allowed. It's scary that nobody's been arrested. It's scary that the bigger focus has not been on getting these people locked up. That should be a felony. They should be locked up. Something needs to be happening with this. If nothing happens with this, I feel like something worse is going to happen. Because it is what it is. And I'm just lost for words right now. But thanks for checking me out. Be ready for episode 24. Subscribe, man. Like. Send me some comments, man. Let's debate some things. Share it. Tell people about it, yo. Appreciate y'all. Be safe with COVID.